Yeah. Hey, 24/7 been working. Music keep me on my feet. Moms and pops have been banking that moolah with all they children. Got a family to feed. Oh, yeah. I be about my business, chasing after labels. They don't gotta chase me. They shouldn't have to. I battle daily with my mind, cause it's filled with a dream. I gotta start living that. In the ammo that is shot through lines, I will load my 9 and then I give it back. Beat me on them like it's laser tag. You've been asking questions, I've been counting blessings. Women know by now that I would never stress them. Madden bands like mathematics lessons. Notebook on the way, I gotta book some sessions. I've been on this grind, ain't noticing. Hope I can team up with Yogi, split God on waste space. Try that smell love and Kev really on this shit. Sick man, I love you. That beef shit is over with 24/7. 24/7. I write the chains, lies, I hope audience catch it. Catching that change like I aim to close range. Be that pain to the grain with the trigger impressive. No one knows what I'm producing for sure. Know that my crew really do this for sure. No one can say they stuck true to the boy. I've been hotter than Lucifer's flow when destroying boy. Please don't try and give me compliments. I don't need love when I'm confident in my own game. Niggas screaming out guns and shit. Label be great over all my accomplishments. Knowing my topic trend. Over my topic trend.
Yeah, young niggas stepping up into the game. Chains on my back, got me feeling like Luke Cage. Feeling with rage, being this pain. Trying to spread my wings like a bird in a cage. People keep saying Moon Savage have changed. The only thing changed about me is my lanes. Don't fuck with these niggas, cause niggas is lame. I stay to myself and I just do my thing. People keep saying I'm so stuck in my ways. I'm getting to the glass so different island feel the same. I'm a lyrical weapon, I'm a 30 when it bang. I'm a lyrical weapon, I'm a 30 when it bang. Dog got the pump, this up in the pressure. Moon got the 40, this up in the wedding. Leave you beheaded. Nigga, I get it. Nigga, I gotta turn up. 24/7 I'm working. Y'all niggas scratching the surface. My niggas is trapping the survey. I used to be sitting in service. Lil knows a nigga ain't perfect. Everything I got, bitch, I earned it. This world is mine, I deserve it. 24/7, 24/7, 24/7 I'm working. Y'all niggas scratching the surface. My niggas is trapping the survey. I used to be sitting in service. Lil knows a nigga ain't perfect. Everything I got, bitch, I earned it. This world is mine, I deserve it. 24/7, 24/7.
Ghost, 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 ghost.
Watching television with the best kid. Global linking like the gold chain on my necklace. I will body anybody talking reckless. This for anybody trying to step in. You get cut like Smith and Wesson. Oh, I'ma tell y'all who the best is. Tell Columbia they made a good investment. Tell Columbus that I'm chasing after fame now. I need 100K a show in my possession. Question, represent my brother like a best man. Global to the death of me, I vow it with my left hand. Right hand on the Bible, I done preach to make a difference. I will eat to bring the feet on opponents who never listen. Don't never give out no features unless you fit the description of talent. And if you don't, then you'll never feel that position of winning. I'll say it nice, but I never repeat it twice. I've been cooking to feed the hype, so your verses may need assistance. Yeah. Are you suckers? I been really mastering these verses like a hobby, nigga. Cops got a boo, police just wanna drop somebody's trigger busting. No discussion when the holler start to fly. You either dead or you alive. What's in between is a surprise. No, my bangers are hotter than a summer 16. I wonder what's popping with you. There's no second option, cause diamonds spitting out hottest scriptures. Born in 98, baby, 18 years old, I'm modest. I killed the game since my birth as soon as I popped out my mama. Yeah, they broke my collarbone, but it was all to make me stronger. Now I'm stronger in my mindset than all of these other artists. I'm so pure like the water that is all that's in my tour bus like the Odyssey. Don't think that I departed yet. 2 grams in the wood unless my brothers they don't spark it yet. The green just clear my thoughts, so it's easier to become the best. And when I am, then you'll finally understand I'm number one. Call me Cam while I'm dabbing to the fans for real. Yeah. Donovan Michael, man. Come back soon. Flex. Yeah, 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 yeah. Way back when I was broke, they ain't with me, but now I'm back up. That's some fake son, I started to count you, I'm getting my stack up. If you ain't on that money mission, only words that I got is back up. Cause I got a couple killers if you're feeling like you need to act up. Please don't try to come and flex again. Don't flex. See, I got more essays than the Mexican. No stress. Your girl scream my name like my only friend. Yeah. And they need to on me like my only friend. Flex. Pack of pussies when it's in the holster. Fast money like I'm moving soda. Fast money hitting in a sofa. And my wrist is flicking like I'm cooking soda. Yoko said she want me. Had to distance. She was with the homie, so we had to flip her. She was going down. Yelling timber and that Nina on me, so don't try to tempt her. Really just started going by the cold. Man, it's sleeping on me. Man, it's getting old. You can call the game, but they never fold. You can play the game, but my player pose. Derek on me, but that speaker knockers. Got that Tyler on me, and it's going young, cause I ain't never worried. Stay unbothered, button up your shirt, but my third to stop you like, whoa. Man, these rappers getting bold. Telling stories like they fold. I never fold. Pull up 100, so I'm flexing. Yoko steady trying to text me, and she just met me. I show her the real she let me. So don't please don't try to test me, and I'm going lefty. She pull up with Dancy, I'm flexing. She said she wanted some shifty, like. It's crazy how the story goes, baby. And I know you've been stressing a lot lately. It's crazy how her soul is screaming to save me. And I know what she wants, she's screaming, lay me down, 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 down. Baby screaming, lay down. Ain't no time to play now. Change my player ways. Crazy how she thinks I changed now. Yeah. Money mission, we need it, so give us them fast bucks. 100K up in the safe for my Uzi and Max, I be strapped up. If you talking tough, we hit you up, never ask us when you act up. Better believe, we flex and run the game on all of these niggas. Yeah, money mission, we need it. Money mission, we need it. I wanna ball, I want my name on the Hall of Fame wall. This ain't a game I call like LeBron, and when I hit the stage, you know I'm a star. Yeah. Me and Keith been on a mission to getting our stats up. Yeah, catch a flight tonight, I'm ready, got everything packed up. Yeah, got my shooters with me, don't get close to me and act up. Well, we got our cash up, we got my green in the Packers, yeah. Niggas be faking, flopping, playing roles like they actors. Yeah, claim they newest rappers gon' be better than they last one. Yeah, let's be honest, some of you seen both the way I pass them. Don't be the one getting passed up. Wanna know the way you view me, what's your thoughts on me like Aubrey's last album? I want a Grammy, a BET, standing ovation, the praise for my travel, my journey. I earned it from learning from bridges burning. I'm the greatest and you see the outcome. Failure I never would fathom. Slaughter the beat like I'm 21 on his birthday, we're we getting faster. Yeah, more applause waiting for me. I think the people been patient with me. Waving my dreams are the way that they seem in the sheets. And people been patient with me. So, bedtime's the correct time to get in that section. Write my blessings down when I'm asleep. Counting down, that's why I'll catch a sheet. Yeah.
Flex.
Way back when I was broke, they ain't want me, but now I'm back up. That's some fake son, I started to count you, I'm getting my stacks up. If you ain't on that money mission, only words that I got is back up. Cause I got a couple killers if you're feeling like you need to act up. Please don't try to come and flex again. Don't see, I got more essays than the Mexican. No stress, your girl scream my name like my only friend. And then you know me like my only friend. Flex. What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? Cup watching you a peeping time. Nosy neighbor, nosy neighbor. What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? Cup watching you a peeping time. Nosy neighbor, nosy neighbor. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, yeah, they be all in my syrup. Why you always in the mix with it? And you ain't help me mix, did you? My table is full, can't eat with you fools. Now you can't even sit with us, let alone have a sit with us. Now you can't even hit this one. Simple and plain, can tell by your frame that you don't get the big picture. That boy that here a soft drink. That mean they got some with them. Listen, this a A and B conversation. See, they all on my D in my conversation. Pockets on E, F that. Me against you, that's a mismatch. Get a disrespect, I'm a lit match. Game is just so I treat it like it's pit pass. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, yeah, they be all in my syrup. You must got me mixed up. Wait, it must be a mix up. She said I'm a stiff drink. And well, you a mix one. I'm the type to mix business with pleasure. I love getting money, we just go together. My homeboy, he got a dope wrist. Your girlfriend, we call her blowfish. Since you all in my fridge, I ain't lost the interest. All at your crib and I do it again. Boy, I don't play, let's I play to win. I hit your girl once and I'm gone in the wind. You thirsty, boy, pull up. Want everybody why you show up? Oh, you want a taste of the good life? Somebody tell that boy to grow up. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and then help me stir it. They be y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, yeah, they be all in my syrup. They be all in my mix, all in my mix, all in my mix. They be all in my mix, all in my mix, all in my mix. They be all in my kitchen, I mean in my business. They say they get hungry, but won't do the dishes. Don't pay them no mind, don't pay them no dishes. Good, pay me to pay them for business. They be all in my mix, all in my kitchen. They be y'all in my mix. They be y'all in my mix.
All right, we on 94 feet and beyond. We back. Welcome back.
I feel like I've been gone for like months. I don't even know when the last time
It feels like it.
But we're back.
And we weren't here last week, and but we're back.
We're back and we're ready.
Yes.
School's back in. Almost everybody, I think, is back in now.
Yes.
There's a few Catholic schools around in yet, but I think almost all the suburbs. And we know Columbus City started today. So.
Columbus City, welcome back. I'm sure the teachers is happy to see all the students. I know my refrigerator will be happy, and maybe my house will be a little cleaner for a little while.
I got one more still at home. She go back home one day. That's my kindergartner.
Okay.
But
okay.
My refrigerator will be excited. My pockets will be excited because I can't keep groceries in the house to save my life.
Yes, yes. So that's a good thing. And
yes, and even though I know it's football season, but it feels like it's always basketball season.
Always.
because I know from my DMs and my emails of
Yes.
all the various fall leagues starting, trying to
Yes,
get the girls out. That's exciting. Like,
it is.
it's exciting, but basketball season never rests. I mean,
It doesn't.
there's no time for it.
And I know, I know our open gym starts next week.
Okay.
Um, I guess they're not doing a fall league this year. They're just doing open gym. But
Okay.
everyone's invited. Anybody
When's
that
their
wants to come
when's their
out.
open gym? We're gonna come
It
on.
starts on the
Thursday?
4th.
Okay, what time is it?
Let me verify the time. I believe he said. Hold on, I got it.
I guess we said it on air. This is open except for everybody, right?
It's for everybody.
Okay, because we're gonna be by there.
Just
We
come
gonna
on
by
out
there.
and get your open gym on.
Yeah, get that running.
Get some running, right? Because it seems like, shoot, it's been a while. So open gym will be Monday 6 to 8. Open gym will be Monday 6 to 8, Fridays 4 to 6, and Saturdays 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And it's open to everyone.
Oh, that's nice. I won't see y'all that Saturday though, until she get her license. Then maybe y'all see her.
Uh-oh.
Not the 7 a.m. We'll not see. Not no saying anything.
She getting her license.
We won't see you 7 a.m. But those are good times though. That's various times. So that's Monday
Yeah,
6 to 8, Friday 4 to 6, and Saturday 7 to 9.
7 to 9:30
At Afrocentric.
at Afrocentric, and it starts on September 4th. That's
Okay.
next
And that's
week.
not close to just the city. That's for everybody.
It's for everybody. If you ain't got nowhere else to be, wanna get some good runs in, you can go and be, go to 2-3 open gyms if you want.
Right. And while we're saying that, anybody else at your school or your organization, whatever you got going on, if you have open
Right.
gyms, let us know so we can announce it on the air.
Yes,
Have She Got Next can post it for us and you can get some
Exactly.
more people in the gym. So
that's what we're trying to do. And before we speak to our guest, we do have a guest calling in probably in about 15 minutes or so. We just want to thank everybody that's come on our show. We want to reiterate that this show is not for us.
no.
It's for the girls, it's for the coaches, it's for the parents. And it's more of a panel where we can all sit down and talk about things that's important. We know we have a whole lot of fans of basketball, girls basketball out there, and parents that just sometimes may not know which way to go. So we do want to thank everybody that has come on the show and has given out much advice. And we want to thank the listeners for calling in or just making some response. We have gotten a lot of great feedback from people, not even from Ohio,
Right.
more
Right.
so from out of Ohio. However,
Right. I've been at AAU tournaments and been stopped and
Right.
said, "Aren't you fired?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, yeah."
right.
Making me feel special, but the point of this is for the girls. We like to talk about girls basketball. We're trying to give knowledge from what we've been through and others
Right.
have been through this whole process because every day it gets more and more tedious. Every single day there's
And
different
it's changing
Yes.
from year to year, from month to month.
things. It is
So many things, and a lot of it has to do with social media.
Yeah.
Because of social media, everyone is on there saying whatever they want to say, what's going on, and we have more awareness of a lot of things that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as 94 feet and beyond, just to reiterate that as well, we love the game of basketball, but it's more than just the game. We like to talk about everything, the child, the girls as a whole, what comes along with the pressures, the anxiety, the recruiting, the academics, the transfers, just everything. So what we want to do going forward in the year is we are going to start talking about some of the things that we see on social media that you guys might be tweeting. You never know. We may talk about your tweet, but you of course have to listen in or call in, or even if you want us to talk about something that's important to you that you need to know or you would like to, have a conversation about. If you tag us at She Got Next, After you tweet something, we will go down and we will grab those tweets and we will talk about them on the show. And it's going to be called Tuesday's Tweets. Twitter feed. Or it could be on any social media. Facebook.
I think she got that season on Instagram. But
right.
But still, you can DM anywhere as needed. If you happen to have one of Malika or I's Instagrams, you can just DM us there or tag us, either one of us there.
Yes, but we going mostly off of tags, so we got to know that you listening to the show and you really involved in what we're trying to do. So we're not trying to do anything except for share, uplift, and enhance girls basketball. That's it.
That's the goal. It's to start the conversation. That's all. It's really to start the conversation about different topics and what's going on. And expand from there.
And there's a whole lot of stuff out there that it has been just coming across news and everything. And, you know, I want to give a shout out to Coach Fleming, who had came on our show and talked about, you know, the issues that of what she went through. And we definitely still need to be talking about it because I've been lately seeing a lot of athletes, guys as well. But of course, our focus is girls basketball. But just to talk about the athlete part, you know, the girl that went to Penn State who committed suicide.
Yeah. Because
of just her own expectation. It's not necessarily the expectation that everyone else had on her.
Right.
And, you know, one of the columnists from ESPN, I just, you know, thankful that she wrote that book. She wrote a book about it, and it basically is called Why Did Maddie Run? And it talks about the pressures that social media puts on these athletes and some of the things that they go through when, being recruited from just going to school. Her first day of school was the last time that her dad said that was the last picture that he had of her.
It's just crazy. It's crazy just to think about that. And the thing is we seem to not address the issues. And sometimes with like just Twitter and social media, sometimes I tend to not go on there as much anymore because I'm easily irritated, to be honest.
Very.
And when I watch some of the things that people say about different players, and it's not me taking it personal because it's not even necessarily about my own child, but just in general, you see the comments about different players or different people, and I'm like, these kids are human beings.
Exactly.
They're not puzzle pieces or different places. And the kids read that. And the thing with social media is you put it one place, it just keeps going and going and
people
going.
Retweet and tweet and retweet, and then they talk about it. And it could be anything, and it may not even be truth.
Exactly. And it could be negative or positive and still have a negative effect
on
the child, because if it's oversaturated over something for one child, then he or she can start to get the flack of just seeing it, so much of it. And they start feeling a certain kind of way and start building bigger expectations for themselves that affects them. So
exactly,
people have to just think about what they're saying and what they're doing. And some of the those that feel like they're I don't even know what the word they call them when they call themselves evaluators. Yeah, it's like they just give themselves that name. There's no certification that we seem to have to go through,
and a lot of them haven't even played the sport.
Exactly.
And so I'm an expert, just like you're an expert, because we've been around basketball. But does that mean that exactly what I say about a kid is correct?
Or a team. So
I just
think that it's kind of sometimes unfair. Social media, the driving force behind it right now is just sometimes it can be used positively, definitely.
Yes.
Because it's not social media itself; it's the people behind the keyboards is the problem right now.
Right. And so some of the things we do want to talk about, that just kind of catches our eyes. And again, if you have a topic or a subject, as long as it's around girls basketball, tag us and we will definitely go on there and we can have a discussion about it, because I feel as though sometimes people put their opinions on Twitter and they leave it there, and then people go with it as factual when,
just their opinion.
It's just an opinion, and that's all it is. And once people realize that, maybe it won't be so effective in a negative way.
Right.
So,
right.
But yes, we want to do that. And then also, as we talked about, Luther ain't here today, but when we talked about the the time before, when the season starts. If you have girls out there that's, working hard, they're getting better at what it, in the gym, you want to shout them out. I don't care if it's a parent, if it's a coach, if it's a player, your teammate. If you feel like, somebody needs to be acknowledged for something that they're doing, this can start even before the season, but going into the season, besides she got next doing the scores and things, we definitely want to uplift the girls and positive. Not be say anything negative, and we want them to feel good about what the work that they're doing. So, tag us. We want to hear about these girls and call in. The number 614-781-0754. Call in and, let us know.
On Wednesdays we're here from 6 to 8. We're about 7:45, but still.
Right. Yes, just make sure you call in early enough because, most times we have guests on here. But this radio, basically, we call it a blog. Yes, you can see us and yes, you can hear us, but it's not really to advertise or do anything like that. It's more of a conversational panel about what's going to be, what's going to work best for these girls. And that's the goal. We're trying to be a village.
Right. We're not trying to focus on one set team, one set division, one set a person, or one set child, one set coach. It's the goal is just to talk about the girls basketball, period. That's what it is. We knew when we were when our girls were younger, we kept watching and not seeing a whole lot of things that were going on for the girls to talk about basketball. And to this day, there's a lot of good things I'm seeing popping up now. It's crazy, like all of how it's starting. Yeah, people are starting to get on board with it. I love to see it. I love to see more and anything to bring light to what the girls are doing.
Yes. And also, like even some of the college girls, like we want to start watching for them and what they're doing, especially a lot of the girls that we have been around. And we're doing this off of our personal experience. A lot of the girls, are seniors, juniors this year, or in college. Oh, we got a phone call, so we're gonna go ahead and take that. 94 Feet and Beyond, who's on the line?
Hi, this is Elise Thomas with Gehenna.
Hi, how are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing pretty well, and yourself?
We're doing great. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound like you're a little bit far. Hold on, it could be my headphones, but...
You do sound a little far, but I'm glad to have you call in.
Does it sound better for you?
Yes. That's good. Okay. Thank you. How are you doing this evening?
Not too bad, thank you.
Oh, that's good. So are you guys back in school?
Back in school for about a week now.
Oh, okay. So y'all got started about a week ago.
For our listeners, can you introduce yourself and exactly what you do with Gehenna?
Yeah, so the freshman basketball coach with Gehenna.
Okay, and what was your name again?
Elise Thomas.
Okay. And how long have you been coaching there?
Actually, last year's my first year. I coached at a couple of different schools before I finally made it back to my home school.
Oh, okay. So you went to Gehenna.
Yeah, I graduated in 2007.
Okay. So you're giving back.
Absolutely.
Did you play basketball beyond?
Yeah, I played at Ohio Dominican after I graduated high school.
Okay. And they've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, they have been recently.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Got another Gehenna graduate that's coaching over at ODU, so we're kind of throughout everywhere.
Yes.
Is that your goal? Is your goal to get to college coaching?
I don't know. I love coaching at Gehenna, so we'll see how it continues to go here, but the door's not closed on that opportunity if it presents itself.
Okay. Right. So I know you're getting the incoming freshman, and that's always can go one way or another. You said this is your second year, or did you say it was your first year?
Yeah, at Gehenna, yeah.
Okay. So have you met any of the players, or y'all having open gyms, or
Yeah, we had a lot of the freshmen come through for like summer league and some of the scrimmages and stuff like that we did. So I've had an opportunity to meet some of them, but I think this would be a lot more.
Okay, yeah. We've been keeping up with your team the last couple of years, and I know the other team, the varsity, they have a pretty good team and got some great players that we know. Um, but did they play? Now, where did y'all play in the summertime?
Summer, we played between Olentangy. I'm sorry, we played with Olentangy, but we played at Dublin and Tays Valley.
Tays Valley. Oh, okay. Okay. And so, what? How do you think that the meshing is going with the girls so far? Since they are all freshmen, right?
For my group or the varsity?
No, just for your group.
Yeah, all freshmen.
Okay.
So my daughter, they didn't have a freshman team at her school. So with the freshmen, if they play on a freshman team, are they able to play up also, or are they just on the freshman team?
Yeah, absolutely. If the coaching staff feels the skill level is capable of playing at JV or varsity, we have no problem moving them up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What school did you coach at before you came to Gahanna?
I coached at Brookhaven High School and I coached at Columbus School for Girls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. So you've been around for a while because I know Brookhaven's been closed for a while now.
I've been coaching for about 12 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a lot of experience, and more than I thought. Okay, so you've been in the city, the private sector, and then now you're on the suburbs. So
yes.
You got a little bit of everything.
Do you see any different process in between the three, since you actually have experience in all three?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a difference between, I would say, the priorities.
Okay.
The Brookhaven and Gahanna are very big on sports, and Columbus School for Girls is not as much.
Right.
So that's kind of the biggest difference.
Okay. Have you ever coached AAU?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I started out coaching with Ohio Lady Hoopsters.
Okay.
And then I jumped over to what used to be Columbus Lady Rage, but is now SMAC Central Ohio.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
I remember the Rage.
Yes, and SMAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Hoopsters. That's where our girls started with the Ohio Lady Hoopsters. So, yes. And did you coach this last season?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I coached 8th grade.
Okay.
For which one? Was it the Hoopsters? Was the last place?
For SMAC.
For SMAC. Okay.
All right. I was gonna say, if you been on the circuit with the recruiting and everything, have you been through that process with any of your girls? Because we were kind of talking about that a little bit.
Recruiting for AAU?
No, as far as I know, you had 8th grade, but we've seen a lot of kids nowadays getting scholarship offers as early as 7th grade. So we kind of talk about the ups and downs and different things like that, and was just wondering what your take was on, if you had the experience of being around, especially since you coached at Brookhaven and some other places that probably have a lot of recruiting.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I feel like more and more college coaches are getting out to see some of the kids during the actual school season, which is always nice.
Mm-hmm.
I personally was one of those players that played completely different in AAU versus I did, when I was playing football.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see some of the college coaches come out. I know a couple of our kids already have offers. So, I mean, they're getting out there definitely for sure. In the month of July for AAU is huge for recruiting.
Yes. So where were you? Did you take your girls this summer?
So I didn't. I took my 8th grade mostly in the Central Ohio area. A couple tournaments down in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, I kept my 8th grade pretty local.
Okay.
How was your season? Your AAU season? How did it go?
Not bad. The team was actually pretty good. I got a couple of kids that ended up being big surprises but stellar players. So that was an awesome way to finish up the season.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
So how do you feel about the coaching compared from AAU to coaching at the high school level? What's the difference? How do you what's your favorite? What do you prefer?
I would say the best part about coaching with school basketball is we're all on the same page.
Yes.
We all have, one goal. There's no hidden agendas. Especially at a program like Gahanna, our coaching staff is second to none as far as camaraderie and the chemistry that we have. So it's way different than AAU in a positive way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see that because sometimes I know a lot of people, well, and coming on that was going to be one of our questions about the parents sometimes, the sideline parents when you're coaching. I know sometimes parents will have one expectation, more of a different expectation from AAU than high school.
Yeah, see, in AAU, your kid, if you're the parent, they're supposed to be the star.
Right.
In school basketball, everyone has a role, and it's a team atmosphere.
Yes. Yes. So how do you handle the sideline coaching parents? that's what we call them, the sideline coaches.
Yeah, it's tough. It really, truly is tough. I try to have a meeting at the beginning of the season so everyone understands what my expectations are. I don't want us to, have any blurred lines or misunderstandings from the beginning, and that tends to go pretty well throughout the entire season. Every once in a while, you have that one parent that wants to push a little further.
Exactly.
And, at the end of the day, I'm here to help your daughter get better. The more you stay out of the way out of that, the better off everyone will be.
Right. That sounds like a nice statement, and I'm sure they probably feel like that's a good statement at the beginning, and then, but yes, there is always one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been coaching for a while. What is your coaching style? How would you describe it?
I would say it varies based on the team that I have. I prefer to take more of a Phil Jackson approach.
Okay.
Kind of observe the game, a little bit more quiet until something goes on that's upsetting, or then I'm kind of quick to jump and correct what's going on in the game. But for the most part, I try to get them riled up, try to get them pumped to play because I want them to experience all the fun and the excitement that I experienced when I played. And girls basketball is just a little different today, so I try to bring some of that back a little bit.
Right.
Yes.
For the season this year, what are you guys excited about with your full Gahanna
Say that
squad?
again?
I said over with the upcoming season, what are you guys excited about? Just are you pumped up? Do you have any expectations, or is there certain
we're gonna make a run at the
for?
district championship again.
Okay.
Here you go. That's a wonderful goal.
Got the skill to do it. So.
Yes, that's good. Have you ever coached boys or ever thought about coaching boys?
Yeah, actually, the first team I ever coached was Columbus Bulldogs, and they were boys.
Okay.
They were 6th grade.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I quickly jumped over to girls.
Okay. I was gonna say how that transition
ball
went.
game on that side, yeah.
Yeah, it's different. Definitely. We as far as our show goes, we just try to get, especially people from the surrounding area in Ohio, just a chance to come on and give a shout out to their girls and their teams and try to just, raise awareness on girls basketball, but not just basketball. We also been talking about, the girls with the recruiting process, the anxiety, the sometimes depression, the college coach calls, all of those things. Now, with you going and playing for Ohio Dominican, did you ever experience any of those type of experiences when you were, I don't know if you were being recruited or when you was trying to make a decision where to go and play?
Yeah. So when I was playing, I got to the start of my senior year and was concerned that I didn't have the offers from the schools that I wanted.
Right.
Okay, right.
So I was getting some offers, but it's like, it's not really what I want, whether it was location or whether it was scholarship money, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing, I remember talking with my dad, that the biggest thing was patience.
Right.
What's supposed to happen will happen. And it probably wasn't until almost Christmas break, which is about a month into the basketball season, when I got my offer from Ohio Dominican.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So my message to the girls would be, if you haven't received the offer you're looking for, there's one thing that you can do. You can look at yourself and say, what areas of my game do I need to improve?
Yes.
And what are the college coaches looking for at the schools that you want to go to?
Right.
It may not be because some of these girls aren't good enough to play at that school.
Right.
Maybe at that time, the school is only looking for 2 post players at 6 feet or more.
Right. Exactly.
And if you're a 5'4" guard, it's not going to work for you.
Right.
I definitely understand that one.
That is so. That is so important. What we.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is just understanding. It's meant for you to be somewhere. It'll happen.
Right.
If you have always put in the time, the effort,
Mm-hmm.
and
They'll
the
find
biggest thing
you.
is staying out there all year round. You
Yes.
can't take the summer off. You got to play AAP. You got to play fall league. Get out there with a personal trainer.
Yeah.
You got to get better, because these girls now coming up, we talk about that as well. They started earlier. A lot of girls starting earlier.
Absolutely.
And they're in the gym all the time.
And they're hungry.
They are.
Exactly.
And they watching you, and they want to be better.
Absolutely.
And that's
in some of the larger programs.
Right. Definitely. So that's good information. Especially for someone who played on the college level, because we try to express going through this recruiting process, like you said. One, who is the school recruiting along with you, because they don't have enough scholarships to give out to everybody that they offer.
Yeah.
That's one. And then two, who's leaving? Like, have you ever watched their style of play? Do do they play fast? Do you fit in? And do they have a position for you? Because who wants to go to a school when they have 5 guards and they may be juniors, and you're just now coming in, and they may be better at that point. So a lot of it comes
behind somebody for 2-3 years.
Right.
Exactly. Nobody wants to. Yeah.
If
you're a real ball player, you don't want to sit. You want to play.
Right.
Now, we also talked about, as a matter of fact, our very first show was about college transfers. We had just seen some stuff on Twitter where the transfers, I believe, this year are up to like 807.
I saw that. It was crazy. Yeah.
807 players transferred schools. And so, I just feel like that is a big reason. A lot of times they go to these schools because someone offered them, but you need to find out why you're going. Some schools are recruiting kids to be practice players because they go out and look for practice players, and a lot of times it's guys that don't play, but just to try to make sure that you have a good feel. Some of the girls are accepting offers without taking visits and not building any type of relationship with the college.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely want to do your research. Don't go to a school just to get the money.
Or the name.
Exactly. Or they say that you're there. Yeah, they say you're at whatever X, Y, or Z school. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got to know the demographics of the school. If there's certain extracurriculars that you like to do and they don't have it. I know a lot of kids are going to a certain school and they don't even have the major that they want.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
That's always should be the first thing on the list is you check. Absolutely. What do you want to do? Because like we talk about as well, the ball's going to stop bouncing at some point. Mm-hmm. And I mean,
absolutely.
you can
we always trust our kids. You are a student. athletes.
You are students. Exactly.
Exactly. That's good. Yeah,
Yes.
Really good. That's really
Yes,
good.
that's a good analogy for them to understand that you have to know. And I know, a lot of kids, going into college may not know what they're going to major in, but you have some type of idea of what you want to study.
Sure.
Okay.
So definitely want to make sure you do your research. And like you said, just do your homework on who's recruiting you before you go there.
So, for your going back to Gahanna this season and what you're doing, what's your schedule looking like? What's your non-conference schedule? Who are you guys playing?
We've got some teams like Waterson, the Sales again. We've got Newark. Some teams. Let's see. I'm trying to visualize.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes we get some questions on the side, and so we just like to ask whatever they're asking.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Yeah, we've got a lot of teams that we've seen before. We thought they were great matchups. We want to do them again, or some teams we've entered into like a 2-year kind of deal where we play you once, then we'll play you again the next year.
Yeah.
But we have, of course, we've got the big teams, the Pickeringtons, the Reynoldsburg, those are our conference that are always going to be battles.
Right, definitely. That's what I was wondering. All right, so y'all are in the same conference. You're in the same conference with Pickerington Central and North?
Yep.
Okay.
Are y'all doing any holiday tournaments this year? Y'all going anywhere? Or?
Yeah, we like to do the Taze Valley. They do, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a holiday tournament in honor of somebody that was, prominent in the Taze Valley community. But we go down there and play.
Okay. Y'all said you have a good relationship with Taze Valley. Did somebody go there, or y'all just developed a relationship over the years?
Just developed a good relationship over the years.
Okay.
And they put on, and really, honestly, they put on a really good holiday tournament. So it's always nice to go to something well organized and good competition.
Right. Yes, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, who's your rival? I don't even know. Who's your rival? Do you have like a rival school?
Yeah, Pickerington.
Pickerington's the rival? Okay. Is Central or North?
Yeah.
Or both?
Right.
Is it both? Is it both?
It's Pickerington, it's a rival, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Anybody in Pickering.
Okay.
Well, y'all should have a good matchup because they, you have some great girls on your team, and it seemed like a lot of competition out there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these girls have been working hard during the off season. Some of our younger ones now have a year of experience under their belt, so they can come back and contribute from a more mature standpoint.
Right.
And then we've got 2 returning juniors that I think can contribute immensely. So we should be looking pretty good.
Okay, can you shout out some of the girls who are your returning juniors that are coming back that you are expecting? Who you're expecting?
So a return.
I'm sorry.
Maya Best.
Okay.
And Addie Kittle.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Maya's a senior, right?
Yep, she's a senior.
Okay.
We're looking for her to do some pretty big things this year. She's been working really hard in the off season, so.
Yeah, we watched her play.
That's good.
As a matter of fact, Maya started playing with our daughters when we first started playing AAU.
Yeah, with the Hoopsters.
Okay.
With
the Hoopsters, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So what about your, do you have any freshmen that you're expecting to make a big impact this year on varsity?
We haven't decided yet.
Okay.
We haven't decided where some of the freshmen are going to land. We're still kind of feeling that out, so only time will tell as we get closer to the season.
What about any other underclassmen
Well, Eden Battle, Morgan, Darnell. I mean, those were 2 huge factors last year at the guard position.
Oh, yeah.
As well as Brianna Best. She'll be a junior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's Amaya's sister. She provides a different aspect of the game in the post.
Right.
And then Madison Hensley, she's our solid 3 guard. So I think everybody's going to be able to contribute in a big way this year.
Okay. Did you guys get any transfers this year at all? Anybody that transferred in, or is it just those that just moved on in from Gahanna Middle School?
No transfers as of yet.
Okay. Well, I know y'all had a strong team last year because I remember we played you guys last year too. Y'all have a strong team and you have a lot coming back and a lot coming in. So
yes,
it's gonna be exciting. So.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get better from here. We got some strong 7th and 8th graders coming in the next couple of years.
Okay. That's always promising.
That is good.
Yeah.
So you got to stick around, make sure you get them together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach Morrison is doing an excellent job, so I'm pretty confident in the direction our program is headed.
Well, that's good. That's great. Yeah, they've been pretty good for a while. So what we're doing coming up during the season, we've been just telling all of our listeners and coaches, you know, if there's someone on the team, whether they got better, whether they had like a really good game, you know, we're just having the coaches and things to call or send us a message about it, and we give them a shout out on the radio because a lot of times,
and also on their site, She Got Next. They got a lot of followers too, and a lot of retweets. So if you want that information to be out there, just let us know.
Yeah, because we really want to uplift them. Yeah. We want to uplift the girls and make them, you know, be proud of what they've done, what they've accomplished, and we also want to, you know, just let them know, you know, let people know that may not get out to see them play.
Right.
Sure.
Like, okay, so they're out there, you know, putting in the work. And it don't have to be, it can be being a good teammate. Yeah. It could be anything. Yeah. Just anything that you feel like you want to, you know, give a praise report for.
Just call us.
We just want to do that. We want to really motivate the girls and keep them uplifted.
Right, DM She Got Next. Even if they just they had a good week of practice where you feel like they put in an extra effort comparably to anyone else in there, just let us know. Grades, anything that does with those athletes, we want to hear about it.
Be a student athlete.
And this year we're trying to do some big things. If y'all had a big game, somebody had an exceptional game that they won by a free throw, and it was all for them, let us know.
Right.
So, but
that sounds good.
And thank you for calling in. Hopefully, at some point we can get you here in the studio with us.
Yes.
Hopefully, with this season.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I'm sorry, I'm actually in California right now.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Closer to the season, I'd like you to come in and some of your girls, some of your freshmen and some of your upperclassmen, bring them in before the season so we can talk to them and see what's going on with them too. That'd be something exciting for us.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are here.
That organized.
Okay. Well, thank you again for calling in.
Yes, we appreciate you calling in, and be safe on your travels back to Ohio.
Right.
From California. I wish I was in California.
I need that vacation. Enjoy your time there.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thanks for calling. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. We're going to take a small break, too. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. 94 feet and beyond.
Thanks.
No. No. They say that I'm heartless. I might be cold-hearted. That's the way the streets making me. Don't know luck come with commas. Feelings don't get the bills paid. Kinda hard when you starving. That's some nights I can't sleep, baby. I'ma get it regardless. They throwing dirt on my neck like I'm dead. Cause I'm trying to get bread. Being broke, well, I can't understand. I get laid in a bed. Gotta go get it, so I'm up in at it. If you ain't got it, then how you should lesson? You want them all, then you got to practice. Can't I complain when you hustling backwards? You wanna get high, what you put in. You wanna get high, what you put in. I keep putting in work. See, I'ma get it, no matter what. No matter what, I ain't giving up. Say sugarcoated, so you think it's sweet. I just keep it real, so you know it's me. They say that I'm heartless. I might be cold-hearted. That's the way the streets make me. Don't know come with commas. Feelings don't get the bills paid. Kinda hard when you starving. That's some nights I can't sleep, baby. I'ma get it regardless. 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 I don't care what your friends say. I can't deal with the problems. I don't care who come with me. I'ma get it regardless. They say that I'm perfect. No, I just ain't flawed, baby. Gotta prove that it's worth it. Otherwise, I look tall saving. They say actions be louder than words. You see what I'm saying? They say actions be louder than words. You can see what I'm saying? I thought I told you that it's money time. It's now or never, better pick a side. Either ride with me or I'm pulling off. I hit the dance and it's adios. Couldn't get comfortable with being broke. When you're winning, baby boy, it ain't a joke. So I'm getting to it cause that's all I know. Can't deal with them, better leave them alone. They say that I'm heartless. I might be cold-hearted. That's the way the streets made me. Don't no luck up with commas. Feelings don't get the bills paid. Kinda hard when you start though. And some nights I can't sleep, baby. I'ma get it regardless. 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 I don't care what your friends say. I can't deal with the fraudulence. I don't care who come with me. I'ma get it regardless. Regardless who coming with me. Regardless who got my back. Regardless on how hard the road is. Regardless ain't looking back. Regardless no matter what. Regardless ain't giving no. Regardless I can't stop now. Gotta keep all my promos going. Regardless no. Regardless who. Regardless what. Regardless when we're high. Regardless no. Regardless yo. Regardless me. I'ma do it no matter who. Matter what the nigga. I'ma be what I'm on, buddy. I'ma be. Regardless, no matter what. Regardless of fucking team. I'ma be. Regardless, no matter what. Regardless, you coming. Regardless, you got my back. Regardless, I ain't looking back. Regardless.
You feeling my vibe, rolling up high, getting you twisted, one and the same because you can say that you got a broken heart. Always let down every time you try to open up. And taking advantage of your kindness, baby, because we both know you're enough. But what's enough to the last one? Cause you done gave your heart to the last pump. Enough for a baby and no return. It's like you'll never get what you have earned, what you deserve. Or maybe I'm just caught up in this drink right now, hoping things ain't never what they seem right now. I wish that you could see you in my dreams right now, to see that you're the reason why I breathe right now. I tell you that I love you till my lungs are running now, but still that wouldn't justify the love I haven't tried. Every chance I get you, baby, I will hold you tight. Cause I told you when I met you, I'm not like them other guys. Ooh, I'm not like them other guys. Ooh, never waters up inside. Yeah, baby, just open up your mind. Yeah, and you'll see you've always been mine. Mona, yeah. Mona, yeah. Mona, yeah. Mona, yeah. You catching the vibe, rolling up high, baby, we twisting up. But lose a draw, whatever the fall, baby, you're always enough. And I know it's been love from the jump, even when I had it and I lost your trust. Oh, I win it back, I'll get it back. Cause we both know I can love you like you never had. See, you told me that I already have won it back. I'm trying to make up for the time that we both lost in fact. Or maybe I'm still caught up in this drink right now. Hoping we can see a better scene right now. Me and you together, that's our team right now. Maybe I'm the king and you're the queen right now. Or maybe I'm just thinking bigger things right now. And I should count my blessings that we speak right now. I know that God put you in front of me right now. And I know the world you never front of me right now. Lean on me right now. It's you and me right now. Mona, Mona, yeah. Ramona, Ramona, yeah. Ramona, Ramona, yeah. Ramona, Ramona, yeah.
Thinking about the struggles, always on the hustle, but tonight's the night. Medicated, plus I'm super agitated, so let's get high. Gather up the old crew, let's do this right. Grab a few beers, now let's take flight. Let's party like it's going out of style, scraping away them cars like I used to file. Got to get to clearing my head of all these files. No half-stepping, we going a mile, ain't stopping now till we all got a smile. Keep stacking cans till we build a pile, passing it around all the while. Going through my head, putting my thoughts on trial. Let's take the night and stars to fly. Call for some friends, let's all get high. Start bringing signs that we all love. Since I'm night, don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibe. Don't get high. Don't kill my vibe. And we start to think about the old days, clearing out my old ways, fixing all my wrongs, looking to the sky, feeling out the world around me, thinking about these people and why they lie. But I'm not gonna stress it, I'll just live my life, working on getting it in. There's always a way to win, walking through this life of sin, but thinking about how great it's been. Having fun with all my friends, we ready to do it all again. Got my love with me and she loves me still. I love the way she makes me feel. I gotta keep it real, she helps me through the nights. It took a little while, but now I do this right. So stand with me all through this fight. You are my life. Let's take the night and start to fly. Call to some friends, let's all get high. Celebrate something that we all love. Since the night, don't keep my vibe. Let's all get high. Don't kill my vibe. to be in second place. They don't run it, nah. And they ain't running, nah. And you don't run nothing, you just bumping guns. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't first or last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah. And they ain't running, nah. Shawty just won't leave my crib, so I call her a runaway. Glove, give me a pack. Tell me why would I run away? Quarterback sneak, get it gone in the blink, and I call for another play. He called me the running back, hand it off, and it's on the lay. Run it like Tommy, I give them a run for their money. I run it like Usain Bolt, yeah baby that running. Run it like I'm the CEO. Wait, I am the CEO. I call it a hit and run, cause I hit it and baby I got to go. I might run away with it, if you take it there, like away we go. Head first I'm running through it, head first and I'm running through it. Since it's not that knows I've been running, you just run your track, you ain't running nothing. My young boys like the running gun, my whole team ballin', ain't no one-on-one nothing. You just bumping guns, yeah I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't fresh and last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah. And they ain't running, nah. And you don't run nothing, you just bumping guns. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't first and last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah. And they ain't running, nah. Shot it man like I gave her the run around, but really I had to run around. Can't be no runner up. So I get it in and I run it up. But sorry I'm late, I was running behind all this cake. Can't take a breath, that's on feet in my face. Don't tell me in circles, you wizard, you ain't. What can I say? I gotta be frank, cause that's all I want in the bank. And to get it, I only see one way. Run it like I'm in a foot race. Run it like police done gave chase. The airplane ain't gon' tell them runway. I step out the house and treat the tractor like my runway. Like I gave it away. Run through a chick, I get paid every day. Run through a cookie, she running away. He running in circles, that's running in place. Tell him you don't run nothing, you just bumping guns. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't fresh and last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah. And they ain't running, nah. And you don't run nothing, you just bumping guns. Yeah, I run it like I'm in a race. You ain't nothing, you ain't fresh and last. Whoever dreamed to be in second place, they don't run it, nah. And they ain't running, nah. Run through a chick, I get paid every day. Run through a cookie, she running away. He running in circles, that's running in place. Tell him you don't run nothing.
All I see is fraudulence. 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 Promise money don't make you real. I'm so scared, man. Okay, let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is saying I'm the realest. It's fraudulence. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fraudulence. Promise money don't make you real. I'm so scared, man. Okay, let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. They saying I'm the realest. I'm just saying I'm a realist. And all I see might be fly, but I be float. If I stay high, cause I'm just that dope. And tryna be fake, so let's be real. You turn 4K just to see me though. Most of these boys just see me folk. I'm out daily like CP3. You can never see me like a UFO. It's in my jeans, or you ain't know. Listen, money don't make you real. If you want real when you were broke, boy, that money gon' get you killed. If you a clown, then that's no joke. I don't gang bang, but I bang bang when it comes to me and my folks. And the same thing for my dope. Yeah, I'm riding around with my toast. On the break bread with who I know. Say amen for that beef, get eight. Gotta say grace before I use my vote. So leapfrog in your coat. No new friends, no fake friends, no nonsense is my quote. No children, no playpen, no fraudulence, and that's dope. All I see is fraudulence. Promise money don't make you real. I'm so scared, man. Okay, let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. They saying I'm the realest. It's fraudulence.
saying I'm a realist, and all I see is darkness. All I see is money don't make you real. I see what's scared, man. Let's be real now. All I see is darkness. All I see is saying I'm the realest. No, I'm just saying I'm a realist.
WTMH Media Group, the Underground's one-stop shop. We offer photo shoots on and off location. We also offer graphic and web design, plus music videos of all genres. We even offer independent and corporate audio and video commercials, HD quality video interviews recorded and or broadcasted live. Over 1,000 square feet space available for events. Contact us at 614-434-6855 or email us at wtmh@gmail.com. Also, look us up on Facebook, WTMH Radio, or online at www.wtmhradio.com. WTMH Media Group. We are the Underground's #1 stop shop.
All right, 94 feet and beyond. We're back.
Our break was a little extended.
Yes. We just had to catch up on a lot of things that, we like to discuss.
I haven't seen her. Like I said, I've been gone. I haven't seen her really talk to her
yet. Right. I know. It's been busy.
Yeah, look, I got showed up my number now, though. So that's her. That's why. So,
yes. What?
I said you act like you don't know my number now, so that's the reason.
Oh. I was like, I showed him your number? No. Honey, listen.
All right. Malika, you got some shout outs to do, so handle that. I'm saying,
okay.
I'm sorry, Ice.
This is Ice on the mic. I want to give a shout out. So this weekend, we want to give a shout out to the Greater Columbus Basketball Legends Association. They are having a Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Saturday. Tickets are $50 if you would like to participate. They are honoring a lot of surrounding area basketball players and coaches and different things. And actually, we have a list that includes the 2017 Greater Columbus Basketball Legends Hall of Fame inductees, and I'll just go down the list and read them off. So we have Esteban Weaver, Freddie Saunders, Jerry Francis, Avery Godfrey, Alonzo Nikki Connor. We have Elaine Bolts, Marsha Dotson, Renee Haynes. Hey, Coach Haynes. Sam Cherry, Ed Stahl, Tom Brown, which has him listed as a coach, Charles Barton, coach. We have My Brother's Keeper Award awarded to Lonnie Poindexter. May he rest in peace. He was a former director at St. Stephen's Community House. And we're doing a special recognition for Alexis Peterson, ACC Player of the Year / WNBA. They also are having some MVP of Character Awards given out to some high school students. So it's going to be a great event. It's going to be held at the DoubleTree Hotel. Let me see what.
Are they able to still purchase tickets? If they wanted to attend?
Yeah, I believe so. There's a phone number on here to order tickets. They're getting it $50 a person. It's Saturday, August 26, 2017. From 6 to 7 is a meet and greet. And then 7 to 9 is the banquet and the ceremony. The telephone number is 614-321-7588. That's to order tickets, because no tickets will be sold at the door. So you have to call that number, 614-321-7588, to order tickets. They also having, it's at the DoubleTree Hotel by the Hilton Columbus in Worthington. The address is 175 Hutchison Avenue. That's Columbus, Ohio, 43235. 175 Hutchison Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43235. So it sounds like a great event. We're going to have a lot of great people that has contributed to the sport of basketball. Not just men, but women and girls as well.
What else you got going on? What other shout outs you got? I know you have some more information to give out.
Let's see. Let's talk. Let's do a little run of our Twitter. Before I do that, I want to talk about this. I've been going down my timeline on Facebook, and I just want to shout out to all of the ballers and all of the non-ballers, all the kids that have gone back to school. I see your parents are still taking pictures.
Cute.
Everybody is senior year now. sophomore,
She's
junior
gonna get hers
year.
taken in college. If I can get one, I'm posting it. So y'all
Me
be ready.
too.
I
She
love
goes
seeing
off to
those.
college. That's
Yeah.
what we'll do.
I love seeing the pictures. Though it's exciting to me. I try
I
to,
know.
and everybody. I try to like everybody's picture. If I missed it, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just keep scrolling and forget to push it. But
Yeah.
everybody looks so cute. They look so adorable. Over the
I
last 2
know.
weeks, it's my favorite.
It's been I just love it. Also, some other thing I've seen on Facebook from GBA basketball. They're going to be hosting several boys and girls youth basketball tournaments throughout Ohio starting this January 2018. They're going to conclude their season with Ohio Hoops Grade School State Championship hosted in Cincinnati on March 2nd through the 4th. That's in 2018. So that's, we'll revisit that. But definitely something to look forward to. Now, I know this ain't girls basketball, but we definitely got to talk about it.
What are we talking about?
Kyrie going to the Cavs.
You mean Kyrie going to the Celtics?
I mean, to the Celtics, leaving the Cavs. He's leaving us.
Yes.
He's leaving us.
I think some people feeling disappointed, and I got a personal vendetta with everybody talking about Isaiah's size and him coming and he's not going to be healthy.
Is he much bigger than Kyrie?
He's a little shorter. He's probably about, because Kyrie's like 6 something and he's like 5'9".
Is he?
Yeah, I think Kyrie's
I don't
like 6'1".
think so. Is he?
I think he looks like 6'1". And he looks like at 5'9". So, they both probably added an inch
He's
or two.
Probably 5'8" and 5'5".
But if you look at their stats, they're so comparable. Like,
yes.
I don't understand what's the big deal. I have an issue with size because of my kid. I got a little bar too. But so every time somebody says about that, they can get it done too. When you look at their stats, though, it's so similar,
Exactly.
So I feel like it's a plus because, if Kyrie doesn't want to be there, you're not going to give the same production because when you're in uncomfortable situation,
right.
And then we got 3 other players along with this. So 2 other players along with this. So
exactly.
Yes,
and the first round pick.
But that means we want to get rid of somebody at the Cavs. So somebody's going to have to go. I don't know.
Well, there's some folks that probably can leave.
There's a couple that I think too, but some of the ones that I think that they throwing out there like Shumpert, and I'm like, I think he's kind of an asset or something like that.
Yeah.
But you can only keep 15 on the roster, so somebody's got to go.
They looking at Shumpert's stats from when he, I don't know, but Shumpert, he comes in and he does great things. So.
But yeah, that's a shake-up. So that's going to be crazy. The first game, tip-off, October 17th. They'll be playing each other. So.
Yes. And in other news, we have the WNBA games. Listen, ladies, we got to, get out here and support these ladies in basketball. We got the game coming out. I'm sure that's going to raise sales, even for girls that don't really play, like Xbox or what have you. But when that game come out, I'm sure there'll be, that's going to be some sales for them. So we need to get these ladies paid a little bit more money.
Right.
And just not even that, just let's get some support.
You see the co-ed league coming out, like Master P and Tiny got going.
Yes.
I want to see it.
I wonder how it's going to look.
They said you got to keep 2 girls on the court at a time is what it is. Like they're trying to even it out. But I just want to see how it works out.
I do too. I'd like to check that out.
Game and see that too. Also, there's some fall leagues starting up too. So if you're looking for fall leagues, I know I've seen something about with Hoopsters.
Yes, the Hoopsters is having a fall league. I'm not for sure the date. If anyone has the date, they can call us and let us know.
But I'm not sure.
Is it maybe on their Twitter or the Lady Hoopsters?
I don't know. Somebody sent me a flyer in my DM, and I probably, I don't know what I did with it. But let's look on their page here. So I know they usually have a competitive league going.
I'm on the WNBA site on their Twitter because we're doing our Twitter feed. See how this works. We're going to see how this works. There was a pinned tweet that said that they were going to be streaming 20 live WNBA games during 2017, 18, and 19 season. They're going to be streaming them live on Twitter. Now, that's news to me, but this is from May. of this year that they had put on here. So I'm just trying to figure out.
They got games on Sunday. Oh, I'm looking at the Hoopster thing. Well, I got it up here though. This year is gonna be a little different. Looks like they have games on Sundays now.
Okay.
It's September 17th through October 22nd. 3rd through 12th, $70, $5 a player. Looks like the location this year is gonna be South, Westerville South.
Okay. So was it at South last year? Wasn't it?
I don't know. But I know this year is Westerville South, and it looks like game days are Sunday.
Okay, that's good. Also, school is in. It's time to buckle down. These are my list of things that I, as a parent, to a parent, would advise to parents out there for students coming into high school that play a sport. It don't have to be basketball. If they want to play on the next level, but since we're a basketball show, I'll tell you, make sure that you have a planner of your classes, of your kids' classes, of what the requirements are to graduate.
That's true.
Because that's what we was talking about. That.
And the thing is, too, a lot of these children, I've watched people get a lot of good grades. They've taken some of the college classes, been in advanced placement classes, but then missed some of the simple core classes that you need to graduate. So those are the things you need to talk to every year. The counselors at my daughter's school are tired of seeing me. Because I come in there all the time to double check. Because it's like y'all got to throw these advanced placement classes so she can take this class, go to this college. But I just want to make sure, because I've really watched that last minute of now, and then I think there's like a point system now too, people. You have to pay attention to that. It is. There's a point system where you can pass that class, but what did you get on that test? How many points did you get?
The final test at the end of the end of the year test, you have to pass it. Like you can get an A in the class and fail the test, but there has to be some type of balance.
Because you get point system. Because like my daughter, we went to check because okay, I don't want to be like okay, so but there's class you're supposed to get 18 points, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like in history, you have to have 18 points to graduate, you know. You do. So the way her schedule was kind of messed up because of the way the biomed program goes there. So we were worried. I was worried about that because I'm like, okay, hold on, she can't take the proper history class. Mm-hmm. How is that gonna happen? So what we did, we were able to add it up. I mean, she has 21 points, so she's good to go to graduate. Right. But the point of the matter is, so easily somebody could have missed that, you know, without paying attention to that point system. I didn't even know about the point system.
It just changed last year.
Okay, yeah.
So when they got rid of the graduation test, mm-hmm. they now have several. Well, this is state of Ohio. Mm-hmm. They give you other options on what you can do to graduate, and they inputted that point system as well as they inputted the all juniors have to take the ACT mm-hmm. instead of the graduation test, and you have to score a certain mm-hmm. you have to score a certain just to have colleges looking at you. I believe you have to get at least an 18. Now, if you check off the planner as you're going into high school, you get this planner. You can get it from the counselor, ask them for it. And you take your child's schedule and you mark off the classes that they have. The other thing that I ask for every year is the transcript. Mm-hmm. Not just, a planner or just looking at their grades. You need a transcript because I know personally for my child, she went into high school with high school credits. But before I asked for the transcript, I didn't know for sure if they had counted the credits. And I wasn't for sure because they were trying to put her in a class that she didn't even need. And so a lot of times they're taking unnecessary classes that they don't need. Just like in college, you take classes you don't need, you pay for them, but you pay for them then. So now just be very strategic and smart. Make sure that you stay with your counselor, and you also need to make sure that your child is registered with the clearinghouse. You have to register with the clearinghouse, and you need to check the NCAA rules mm-hmm. of what the requirements
there's certain
are.
core classes. There's certain classes that you have to take.
And they look at the core classes separately.
Especially if you're trying Division 1 or Division 2.
Yeah.
Those if you're trying to go Division 1 or Division 2, which are the ones that give you the full scholarships, you have to make sure you have the right core classes in order for you to even be eligible for these scholarships. Because a lot of these kids that are getting these offers too, you have to pay attention. They're not even thinking about the fact that
they haven't even taken any high school classes.
So they don't even know if they're eligible for this.
Yes.
So there's no guarantee.
So don't let your lack of knowledge, or your. Sometimes we just put the ball in the hands of the school, which their job is to educate. But as parents, we have to be educated as well, and we supposed to be a unit, so that way we're all in the loop. There's no surprises at your senior year, because also.
One thing I was gonna say too is with the counselors, the thing is like, okay, at the school that my daughter attends, it's like the counselor has A through G or whatever it is, and then K through Z or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. The thing is with their school they have like 800 kids in there, so that means that she has about 400 kids that she's got to know. She's not gonna know everybody's GPA, everybody's credits, all that is not going to be known. So you do have to just take that kind of into your own hands.
Yep, and you also so you get your planner, find out what's necessary for graduation. Make sure you sign up with the clearinghouse. Check the requirements with the NCAA. You need to. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, as far as core classes, when they look at your core classes, they look at them separately. Your core classes is reading, math, social studies, and science. Those are the classes that you need to make sure that your kids are, you want them to do well across the board. But you definitely, those are the basic needs of learning. And that's what they look at them. They look at them separately. So collectively, you may have a pretty good GPA, but separately, it may be separated. And then when you take your ACT, if you don't do as well, then that also can, there's a whole lot of numbers that you have to make sure of. And seniors, juniors and seniors. So we have a lot of kids that take, maybe ahead of schedule for graduation. So by the time they're juniors or seniors, it could be sophomore, any year. If you're coming in and you don't take enough classes, and say you just didn't do well in one class. So for instance, you got 5 classes. You failed one class. Now, guess what? You're not eligible to play sports.
Right.
You could have all A's in every other class, but you failed one class. So you want to make sure that you have at least 6 classes. If you're ahead, you need to make sure you're taking 6 classes to keep yourself out of that danger. I've seen that a lot in the last year or so. And it's not necessarily that the kid is just doing horrible in school. Maybe they struggled in a subject, and now they're not eligible to play.
Right.
So those are the things you have to keep in mind as we are into the first weeks or so of school. We got to be on top of it. Don't give way to any money that may come your way from just not knowing, not being educated. So you need to educate yourself, and you need to make sure you're on top of things, make sure your kids is on top of things. And then we wish them a great school year. Yes. So those are the things that I really wanted to talk about. And now, as far as our Twitter live, our Twitter feed, Twitter conversations. So WNBA live tips now. So Connecticut Sun versus the Dallas Wings. They playing now. This was 30 minutes ago. So, okay. So here's the streaming live. They got the streaming live here on Twitter. Let me see how this works. See? Look.
Good dump inside for Thomas and lays it through. Shakita Strickland with a beautiful assist.
You see this? Are you watching? This is the stream live on Twitter, the WNBA games.
Oh, okay.
So because you may not have the station or you may not be able to watch them play, you can go on Twitter and stream and watch the games.
That's good.
So
though.
right now we got Dallas versus Connecticut. Dallas is up by 1. See? I don't know if it's the full game. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to keep, playing around with it and see. Anyhow, yeah. Okay. So that's all the information that I have for the Twitter news for right now. We're just trying to trying to keep our show live and keep people interacting and engaging. But mostly, we look for you. We look to hear from you.
Yeah, this week is a little slow week because it's kind of in between time. But, fall leagues are about to start back up and open gyms and all that different things will be going on. So we'll have some more things to talk about. So, again, we want you to call in and let us know if you have some information.
Yes, don't forget to tag us in your tweets, even if it's somebody that you would like to be on the show. Because I'm going to tell y'all, we have a lot of people that send us messages that ask to be on the show. And unfortunately, a lot of them aren't even from the Central Ohio area. And, so other people are listening to the show because they see what we're trying to do. So we're just trying to get Central Ohio on board. If you say this is about the girls, then let's really work together and, get these girls lifted up and talk some girls basketball, because this season I believe is going to be great. I believe that we got the new coach over at Northland, and you got some good girls there. We got Eastmore. We got the juniors leading the way, leading them onto the championship. We have just on all sides of town. This 18, 19, 20, I just feel like it's a great group of girls.
Yeah, it's something new. And not just bring it to the city, the suburbs. We just got done talking to the Gahanna coach. They have a lot. I've seen some of them play too. They have some girls coming in, and they also have some juniors and sophomores that's going to step up and a couple of seniors. So,
and then we got Westerville South. They done got some transfers, and so they're going to be having a good team. And I believe their point guard will be ready to play.
Yeah, last time I talked to her, I told her during the summer league. She was saying she should be back by the time the season starts. They have already had some other great guards too in place with Peyton and Lisa.
Right. Now they got Gabby.
Yeah. I don't know what her position is, but
I don't know. But she can handle the ball. Yeah. So whatever the case is, there should be a lot. We should be hearing a whole lot of.
You got Central. They still got their same team from last year. I don't have everybody.
And then we got Adrian, who transferred.
Oh, that's right. I did forget you said that. Yeah.
Adrian's over at Pickerton Central now, and
you got West.
She's a great point guard.
Reynoldsburg too. They should be looking good too.
Yes.
Still, but they got their whole team back too again, don't they?
Well, a couple girls the one girl, she was one of my favorite players. She graduated, but.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a really good team.
I know Mackenzie on there.
Yeah, and Yolanda.
Yeah. So.
And who else?
I don't know. My mind is on kind of blank.
I know, but we know y'all all balling over there.
Yeah.
So
not
taking that.
Not dead. Like if it's one of my friends, I'm sorry, girls, but my mind is blank. I got colors over there now.
Right.
Who else we got? Pink North.
Mariah transferred to Western South.
Mariah, yeah.
So yeah.
Western South should be loaded.
They're gonna be stacked. That's gonna be nice. It's gonna be good. The only thing about stacking having all girls on one team is just how they're gonna look and who they're gonna play. So hopefully, they get some good competition, probably outside of,
I'm sure
outside of
they,
there.
yeah, they should be good. Though. I mean, but they're definitely guard heavy over there. So
Yeah.
They're definitely guard heavy. I think everybody finds their spot and
you get that team chemistry.
Yeah, because the thing is, you can have a team full of, and I'm not trying to point out any one team at all, but you can have a team full of superstars. But if everybody wants to be the superstar, then the team loses.
Right.
It's just all to it.
Right.
Everybody has to find their spot. And the thing is, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to
play your
anyway.
role. Yeah, everybody got to play their part because it takes 5 on a team at all times.
At all times.
So, sometimes somebody may be having a good game, a bad game, then that's when, somebody else comes in. You just got to be able to read each other and feed off of each other. And if you work together as a team, that college coaches, they love to see more. So I think from what I'm hearing, how you play as a team, are you a good teammate? And I think that is more important than just being a superstar, because you could be a superstar on a team all by yourself and lose every game.
Yeah, I definitely understand that one. So then there's no way that you can do it all by yourself.
Right.
And a lot of times if you're losing, get the coaches to come and watch because
they don't want right.
They want to see what you're doing.
Right.
So.
And then I know college coaches will be in open gyms. Mm-hmm. So definitely find out if your school's having an open gym. If not, get in an open gym, because I'm sure sometimes, girls get offers from open gym. Mm-hmm. Not just to come to,
lollygag around.
Yeah, or to try to just, showboat and do all that. Are you able to play with girls that you don't play with? Mm-hmm. And do well and be a good teammate?
You get on anybody's court at any given time and give them
and contribute without, being a negative Nancy. So.
All right, guys. So this week we'll go ahead and end it. Next week again, make sure you guys hit us up on the Twitter feed.
Yes.
If you have some ideas, if you have something going on, some shout outs, some open gyms, let us know so that we can post them, that we can also talk about it here on the air. Again.
Yes, we're trying to get all these girls college scholarships. All of them.
That's the ultimate goal.
All of them.
Everybody.
Well, all of them that wants one.
Right.
How about that? Not everybody wants to play beyond high school, and that's okay.
And they've been work for it.
Get that education. And basketball will pay for it. So let's work together, and let's try to get these girls in college for free.
All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Yes.
We'll have a full show. I know we kind of talked a lot this week. Next week, though, it's going to be a little bit more lively. So we'll catch you next Wednesday, 6 to 8.
Yes, we'll see you. And we'll be looking for your tags and your tweets and your phone calls. 614-781-0754.
94 feet and beyond. We out.
Mm-hmm.